Monchita Davis baked cobblers for years for family and friends, and now she's sharing her homemade cobblers with dessert lovers everywhere. So happy to have her here in our kitchen today to show us how to make an easy peach cobbler. And this is a family recipe that you've loved making for years.
Absolutely.
Tell me the story.
Oh, well, it all started with a couple of years, well, no, not a couple of years ago, maybe a decade ago, that I just wanted a peach cobbler one Sunday for my family. And I called my aunt, Virginia Lee, and I asked her, Auntie, how do you make your peach cobbler? And she gave me the recipe. Well, little to my dismay, I didn't know that it was a family recipe until later on, and she shared that with me, and the rest is history. I made a business out of it, and from there, in addition to the other recipes that she gave me for the cakes and the cookies and the pies and things like that, so I am the 4th generation thanks to my aunt.
That is wonderful.
Absolutely.
And so now you sell over 20 different kinds of homemade cobblers.
Absolutely, over 20 different kinds of homemade cobblers.
Oh,
I make my own crust. Everything is from scratch, and everything is absolutely great. So what you're doing here is you got about 4 pitted and peeled fresh peaches, and you're going to just kind of fold those. As you're doing that, add your little butter in that gives it more texture. And then we have a sugar mix here, which is your granulated white sugar with a little brown sugar mix, and that just gives it that much more flavor. To me, it does.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we got about 1/4 of a teaspoon here of vanilla flavor, which is going to give it that pop. That gives it that good flavor as well. So we got to do this cobbler right, because one thing about my aunt, if you don't do it right, she's going to tell you every time. So
okay,
we
so
want to do it just right, so we won't have to hear anything from Auntie today.
Okay.
So we're going to put us a little nutmeg and cinnamon mix in there, which is going to just really make it delicious. And then I'm going to give you some cornstarch, which is going to thicken it some as well.
Okay.
And once you fold that together, as you see, I've already prepared some crust here.
Of course, you make your own from scratch.
I make my own from scratch, and that's what we have here. However, you can purchase your crust out of your local grocery store, out of the freezer department, or either out of the dairy department as well, where they sell
those
the Pillsbury
refrigerated
biscuits.
ones.
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
Pillsbury ones are good.
They are good. I used those before as well. But with my crust, I like to put it in the dish and then bake it for like 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
At about 350.
Absolutely, at about 350, because you're already got your dish here going, so that's not going to have to bake again. So once you take your filling and put it in here over this pie shell, or over this dough or crust, or however you want to use that.
You ready?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, so you don't want it to be soggy on the bottom, and
absolutely.
so that's why you bake that ahead of time.
Absolutely. And that cornstarch is going to thicken that up.
Okay.
And then what you can do is, some people like to bake their pies just like this and scoop out of it and eat it because they have that bottom crust. But I typically like to do a bottom and a top crust.
Okay.
So we're just going to do it like this today, just to show the viewers what the filling looks like, and how delicate the filling can actually be. It's beautiful. The texture is beautiful. The colors are beautiful. And once you take a bite of that, some people like it with ice cream. Some people like it with whipped cream. I just like to eat it by itself like that. But
you could put another crust over the top of it. And you've got 2 different ways that you showed it here. One with a lattice top, which I think is just beautiful. Or you could just lay it over the top like that.
You could just lay it over the top just like that. That's a finished product. And then put it back in the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes, depending on how golden you like your crust to be, and then just go for it.
And serve it warm. You've got some of your other beautiful cakes and pies around here, and you're offering these for Easter, but folks need to reserve them ahead of time, right?
They need to get on it right now,
get their order
because we're about to set a deadline on ordering, because we're getting closer and closer to Easter.
Okay.
So it's great if people want to order, they can actually start ordering today in order to get it by Saturday.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Great.
Yeah.
You've got 10 different kinds of cakes, about 10 different kinds of pies as well, and over 20 kinds of cobblers.
Absolutely.
So get your orders in today. You can see here over at the Farmers Market, they also have a meet and 3 on Thursdays there in the Grow Local Kitchen as well.
Absolutely.
Monchita, what a pleasure to meet you and to hear your family story. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
It's so great to have you here. We can't wait to try this.
Absolutely.
It's recipe number 5328. It's available on our website. You can pick up one of Monchita's homemade cobblers over at the Nashville Farmers Market Thursday through Saturday, or order them online. Just go to newschannel5.com for more information.